Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joy Stephen from the Polinsys Studios, and here is another case law for the Student Herald, Dirie versus Canada. Case laws are not meant for people interested to apply for permanent residence to Canada, but may be used by those who feel the system may not be fair or to gain an understanding of the recourse available in Canada for a negative decision. Content for this video is sourced from information distributed by Thomson Reuters, and judgment for this case is attached in my blog reportersreport.com as a PDF document. This is an immigration case law and includes topics like refugee status, requirements. Refugee claimant alleged that he was a citizen of Somalia who feared persecution as member of Shekhal clan and Sufi Muslim. Claimant left Somalia and went to the United States, where he was unsuccessful in his refugee claim. Claimant then came to Canada and claimed refugee protection. Refugee Protection Division, or the RPD, found that Shekhal minority clan was not mentioned as minority clan considered to be at risk in 2010 United Nations High Commission for Refugees Eligibility Guidelines. Document also indicated that returning Somalis belonging to minority groups were unlikely to face violence based on their ethnicity alone. Documentation also indicated that clan-based militias were no longer active in Mogadishu, that clan had become social rather than protective structure, and that Al-Shabaab was not carrying out direct attacks on civilians. RPD found that claimants' failure to provide corroborating identity documents from family members and failure to provide record of U.S. immigration proceedings led to negative inference as to claimants' credibility. RPD referred to requirements of S-106 of Immigration and Refugee Protection Act of Canada and sought from claimant his explanations for lack of documentation, which explanations RPD found to be unsatisfactory. RPD ultimately found that claimant did not balance of probabilities established his Somali citizenship. It concluded that credibility concerns identified in his analysis detracted from overall credibility of claim for refugee protection. RPD denied claim. Claimant applied for judicial review. Application was dismissed. RPD's conclusion that claimant's actions in failing to provide corroborative documentation establishing his identity demonstrated lack of subjective fear of persecution in Somalia was reasonable. RPD's adverse credibility assessment based on claimants' failure to provide evidence of U.S. refugee proceedings and their results was reasonable, and documents claimants failed to provide could have undermined his Canadian claim, such as by indicating that he gave testimony at his U.S. hearing that was inconsistent with his Canadian claim. Overall import of documentary evidence related to clan protection was that it is not as significant feature of life in Somalia as it once was, and that influence and capacity of Al-Shabaab were reduced from where they once were. RPD's conclusion that claimant had not provided persuasive evidence to support his allegations of fear of return to Somalia, and that there was less than mere possibility that he could be at risk should he return, was reasonable. Dirie versus Canada. It's dated September the 8th, 2015 from the Federal Court. Thank you.